श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदांत वेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे. So yesterday we saw सर्पवद रज्जुखंडस्तु निशायां वैष्णोद्यगः एको हि चंद्रो द्वौ व्योम्नि तिमिर आहत चक्षुषः आभाति परमात्मा च सर्वोपाधिषु संस्थितः नित्योदितः स्वयं ज्योतिः सर्वगः पुरुषः परः. So like the rope which is seen in a dim light in the room looks like a snake. Similarly, for a person with cataract, the same one moon is seen as two moons. Similarly, for the people who have the idea of duality, they see the absolute self, which is self-effulgent, which is eternal, which is omnipresent, which is the absolute supreme, that self to exist in different beings. It seems to abhati, it seems to exist in all the different beings. Ahankara vivekena kartahamiti manyate. And because of that egotistical ignorance, he sees himself to be the doer. Okay. Evamevayam purushah prajnanatmana iti sata somya tada sampanno bhavati iti. Evameva ayam purushah prajnanatmana samparishvaktah. So in this way, evameva ayam, in this very way, purushah, this person, this jiva, prajnanatmana, prajna eva prajna means the person who identifies himself with the sleep. Okay, so he sees himself to be identified with the sleep, with the knowledge self. Okay, that is said in one place in Brahdanika. And Chandogya says sata somya tada sampanno bhavati somapito bhavati. Here it says sata somya tada sampanno bhavati, that's all. Somapito bhavati, that's the complete statement. O Soumya, oh dear, at that point of tada sata somya sampanna bhavati. At that point of time, he as though has attained the existence. He has become one with the existence. Somapito bhavati, having lost his inherent nature. He loses his inherent nature, means he loses his jivanas. He unites with the absolute. He becomes identical, one with the absolute. Somaya somatmanam mohayan dvaitamaya gunahatam somatmanam labate cha swayam harihi iti. Swamaya swamatmanam mohayan dvaitamaya gunahatam swamatmanam labate cha swayam harihi. This Hari is the self. This self, through his own maya of duality, the illusion of duality, dvaitamaya, the illusion of duality, through his own ignorance, projecting the illusion of duality, deludes himself. Mohayan, deludes himself. And because of that delusion, Swamatmanam gunahatam labate, he sees his self to have acquired the attributes. The self, which is a non-attributed, unattributed, sees itself to be attributed because of association with the ignorance, one's own ignorance. So Maya. Okay. Gunahatam. See, here it is very clearly said guna ahatam, as though it has attained the gunas. Why we have to say this is the Vaishnavayites, people who worship Hari and all that, Vishnu, they say the nirguna does not mean he is not attributed. Nirguna means he is not associated with any bad attributes, bad qualities. He has all the auspicious attributes. That's why they call Sarva Kalyana Gunakaha. That is so stupid. Good or bad is attribute. Attribute means it limits him. So Gunahatam Manyante. He seems himself to be associated with good or bad attributes. That's all. He is one. If a person is attributed, that's all. That is a limitation. Okay. Utkrantam sthitam vapi. This is 15th chapter. Utkramantam sthitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitam vimudhananu paschanti jnana chakshushaha. There Bhagavan says Utkramantam sthitam vapi, whether he is standing or sitting eating, or doing anything, any attributes he is associated with. These idiots, they see like that. The intelligent one does not see the differences. He sees only the self. The knowledgeable one sees only the self. Again, avritam jnanam. That's all it said. Tena muhyanti jantavaha. This is also Bhagavad Gita. This is 5th chapter. Ajnanena avritam jnanam. Through the ignorance, the knowledge is veiled. Because of that, the jivas, they are deluded. Okay. Avyakta visheshantam avidya lakshanam smritam. Avyakta adi vishesha antam avidya lakshanam smritam. It is said, smritam means it is said, this to be the nature of avidya. Definition for avidya lakshana means swarupa of avidya swarupam. Avidya definition. This is what is called as avidya definition. What is avyakta adi? From the unmanifest state, prakriti, till the manifest state, visheshantam, the panchabhutas. From the prakriti till the cause for that which has 3 gunas, the ignorance. The ignorance with 3 gunas, from there, the unmanifest state till the manifestation of 5 elements and its elemental things. That is all ignorance. Asididam tamo bhutam. This ignorance existed. Vacharambanam. Vacharambanam. That's a very famous, these are all very famous statements. That's why he is just giving a hint of it. Vacharambanam vikaro namadhiyam mrittiketyeva satyam. Vacharambhana vikaraha namadeham. The name which you see, that is a transformation of word. It starts from the word. Because there is nothing other than word. This is the truth. What is that? See, mrittiketyeva satyam, the truth is the clay alone. Meaning, there is nothing other than the cause to be called as effect. Whatever you call as effect is just words. It's a word play. Like you say pot, cloth, etc. Pot, plate, etc. What is that? It's nothing but clay. You say ring, chain, etc. What is that? That is nothing but a gold. The goldsmith does not see what is the design. He sees only, he rubs it in his stone and sees only if it is a real gold or not. That's the only thing he sees. He does not see the design if you go to said to him. So, ityadi. Yatra hi dvaitamiva bhavati taditraitaram pashyati. Where, Brihadaranyaka says, where he sees even an iota of duality, he sees one another. Like even an iota of duality in the dream, he sees one another. That is not true, but he sees the duality. Yatra tu asya sarvam atmaiva ho tat kenakam pashya tat kenakam vijigret. When everything has become his own self, his self, then who can see whom and who can smell whom? There is nothing, no one to see or smell or anything. So, yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhut vijanatah tatra ko moha kashoka ekattamana pashyata Ishavasya Upanishad. Again, when one understands that everything has become his own self, for one who understands that everything is own self, where can there be delusion? Where can there be sorrow? Where can there be wheeling? Where can there be projection? So there can be no wheeling or projection. There can be no avarana or vikshepa. Okay? When he sees one non-dual self. Yatra nanyat pashyati nanyat shrunoti nanyat vijanati sa bhuma. When one does not see another, when one does not hear another, when one does not know another, cognize another, that is what is called as bhuma. Bhuma is another name for self. Yo vai bhuma tat vai sukham nalpe sukhamasti. That which is bhuma is a absolute. That is happiness. There is no happiness in limited. Neha nanasti kinchana. Iha nana nasti. There is no plurality, multiplicity here. Again, that is Katha Upanishad. Again, another Upanishad, because one statement from the same Katha Upanishad. Mrityo samrityumapnoti iha nana iva pashyati. He travels from death to death. A person, one who sees even an iota of duality, seeming duality, he travels from death to death. Vishvatas chakshu, Shvetashwara Upanishad. Vishvatas chakshu, Vishvato mukham, Vishvato bahu, etc. It says, Deva janayanti deva ekaha. These multiple eyes, multiple ears, multiple mind, etc. All that is projected by one self. Okay. Yo yonim yonimadi titthatyekah vishwani rupani yonischa sarvaha. This one who exists in each of the cause. Yoni means cause. In each causes, the one who exists. He is the one who is all the causes. He exists in all the causes, being all the causes. Iticha. Ajamekam lohita shukla krishnam. This is another famous statement from Shvetashwara Upanishad. In this text he divides it into two parts. Ajamekam lohita shukla krishnam ajo hi eko jushamano anushete, like that. But it's a complete shloka. It's a shloka which is accepted by the Sankhya Yoga philosophers as their valid proof. Ajam ekam, na jatam iti ajam, unborn. But here aja, feminine. It is to refer to the ignorance. Aja, the costless ignorance, which is also, aja is also the word for sheep. Okay, this sheep, this female sheep, lohita shukla krishnam. Lohita means red, shukla means white, krishna means black. Red, white, black. Red, white, black is not a flag for any party or any country. Red, white, black is a rajoguna, sattva-guna, and tamoguna. Sattva is tamas, that which is endowed with this aja, this prakriti. It created multiplicity, and in that one sat experience its karma, the other just sat there without experiencing the karma. That's all. That's what this Shruti says. Okay. Devatma Shaktim Vidadhe. And it held the Devatma Shakti, the power of the self. Nato tad dvitiyam asti tato anyad vivaktam yat pashyet. Na tu dvitiyam asti. There is no duality. Tad vivaktam yat pashyet. For it to see something different from itself. Ityadi. Eka eva rudro na dvitiyaya tasthai iti. Then after Bharatanya Upanishad, Atharva Shirša Upanishad says, Eka eva rudraha. There is only one Rudra. Na dutiya tasthe. There never existed another Rudra. There was only one Rudra. There is only one Rudra. Never exists another Rudra. Iti. Now, this is Shruti Smrti. Okay. We know there are three valid proofs. One is Shruti. The second is Yukti. The third is Anubhava. Now, he is bringing the experience, Anubhava, before going into the logic. Mano, this is from Gaudapada Karika. Gaudapada Karika. Karika means shloka. It's a form of shloka. Commentary written in the form of shloka is called as Karika. Okay. Now, Gaudapada Acharya is the grand guru of our Bhagavan Bhashyakara. Okay. Now, he is commenting upon it. This, whatever is said in this Karika, they are straight, point blank shots. There is no choice for any duality here. That is why people who argue, they will not take this. They will say, no, that is Mandukya Upanishad. Don't bring Mandukya Upanishad. What is said in the other? Whatever is said in Mandukya Upanishad is what should be said in other Upanishads. It should not be different. But they don't understand, so they see difference. So here, Mano Vijrambitam, you will understand what I mean. Mano Vijrambitam Chaitat Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Manaso Shamani Bhave Dvaita Bhava Tadapnuyat. Mano Vijrambitam Cha Etat Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Manaso Hi Amani Bhave Dvaita Bhavat Tadapnuyat. Etat sarvam yatkinchit characharam. Etat sarvam characharam. Whatever is seen here, the moving, non-moving, the sentient, the inert, whatever you see here, they are all mano vijrambhitam, something which have manifested, which are manifested by the mind. Mano vijrambhitam, which have manifested through the mind. Other than the mind, there is nothing. How do you know that? Manaso hi amani bhave. When you make the mind mindless, when you make the mind manasaha amani bhave. Amana means mindless. When you make it mindlessness, when you gain the mindlessness of the mind, when there is no mind, there is no activity of the mind, then dvaita bhava, there is no duality. Because of there is no duality, tad apnuyat, you gain that. All that which you see as duality is a product of mind. Amani bhave. Amani. This is a word which is a funny word. Amani means mana rahita. That is the translation. Why I say it's funny word is in North there is a group of sadhus who have who use technical terms. Technical terms, their own etymology they'll have. So, like, did you cut the vegetable? Cut means kata in Hindi. Kata. Kata kya? Sabji kato. Sabji, vegetable. Kato, to cut. Cut the vegetable. They will not allow you to say that. Cut. How can you say cut? Are we cutting goat or cow? We are. This is sabji, vegetable. And how should you? What should you say? Amaniya. Amaniya is the word they use for vegetables to properly distribute the vegetables, something like that it means. Okay, so manasaha amani bhave, when you make the mind mindless, then because there is no duality, you gain that. Okay, yad dvaitam prapanchasya tan nivartyam hi chetasa, again from Gautapada Karika, this also, these two shlokas also. मनोवृत्तिमयं द्वैतम् अद्वैतं परमार्थतः यथा स्वप्ने द्वयाभासं चित्तं जलति माया तथा जगद्द्वयाभासं चित्तं जलति माया इत्यादि गौडपादे. यद् यद् द्वैतं प्रपञ्चस्य तन्निवर्त्यं हि चेतसा मनोवृत्तिमयं द्वैतम् अद्वैतं परमार्थतः. यद् यद् द्वैतं प्रपञ्चस्य, whatever you see as duality of the world, prapanchasya dvaitam, whatever you see as the duality of the world, then nivartam hi chetasa, you have to remove it, demolish it, annihilate it, negate it, refute it through the mind. Through the mind? Everything is product of mind. Through the mind? Yes, through the mind. That is why we call it Shuddha Chitta, pure mind. Impure mind does not have the strength, nor does it have the knowledge, the intellect to negate it. So, your mind, which is pure, only can negate it. Okay? And why should you negate how can you negate the duality? Manovrittimayam dvaitam. Because the through the mind you have to remove it, because the thought functions are the cause for the creation. The whole creation is of the nature of thought function. Advaitam Paramartha. In reality, the truth is non-duality. The duality is a product of a mind, thought. The reality is the truth is a non-duality. How do you say this? Yatha swapne dvaya bhasam chitte chalati maya. Yatha dvaya swapne dvayabhasam maya chittam chalati. Like in the dream, through the maya, through the defect of sleep, the seeming duality is produced by the mind. Chalati chittam. The mind produces, the mind creates it. Tatha, similarly, Jagrat Dvayavasam, in the waking state also, the duality, the seeming duality is created by illusory mind, the mind which is engulfed by the ignorance. There the ignorance of sleep, here the ignorance of there the cause is the sleep, defect is the sleep, here the defect is the ignorance. Okay. Now we have seen the experience also. We have equated dream sleep and waking maya. So we have shown you the experience. When the mind does not exist, there is no creation. We experience that. So experience is also done. Now he goes to yukti, logic. तर्केनापि प्रपञ्चस्य मनोमात्रत्वमिष्यतां दृश्यत्वात् सर्वभूतानां स्वप्नादिविषयो यथा. तर्केनापि प्रपञ्चस्य मनोमात्रत्वमिष्यतां दृश्यत्वात् सर्वभूतानां स्वप्नादिविषयो यथा. Logic has three parts. Okay, first part is the paksha, second part is the hetu, Third part is the example. They say minor, major term, minor term, etc. Simple. What is the place? Place and what you want to decide is the paksha. Jagat. That is where you want to establish. What do you want to establish? Mithya. The world is illusory. What is the reason? Drishyatvat. Sarvabhutah mithya drishyatvat. Example, swapnavat. Okay, this is the example. This is the logic Bhagavan Bhashyakara gives in his text. He doesn't say it. This is my logic. He says, "Iti pracham prayoga." This is the logic of the ancient, the tradition. What does he say? Jagat mithya. Jagat mithya. The one which you are talking about, this creation, is illusory. Why? Drishyatvad, jadatvad, parichinatvad. He gives three reasons. Drishyatvad, jadatvad, parichinat. Drishyatvad, because it is seen. Jadatvad, because it is inert. Whatever is seen is inert. Don't worry about it. Parichinatvad, it is limited. Whatever is limited, you are going to see. Whatever you see is inert. So, even if you see God in front of you, he is seen, limited, therefore inert. So, he cannot be the real truth. Okay, mano matramisyatam. Therefore, see them to be a product of mind alone. Tarkenapi. Through the prapancha should be understood as a product of mind also alone. Okay. Dvitiya vaibhayam bhavati. When there is the duality like that, then you are going to be afraid of. There is fear always. Jnate tu atmani nasti etat karya karanat atmanah. Jnate tu atmani nasti etad karya karanat atmanah. Jnate tu atmani, when you know the self, etat karya karanat atmanah nasti. There is no cause-effect relationship here. There is what is cause and what is effect. There is nothing. There is dual. Only in duality you can see cause-effect. There is no cause-effect in non-duality. Iti cha eko deva sarvabhuteshu gudah iti. And it says that one self is what exists in all the beings in a hidden way. Hidden because of the ignorance. Asango hi ayam purusha. If he is hidden, then he is limited. Then the self is also, don't bring that. Because ayam purusha asangaha. This purusha is asanga, sangrahita, non-associated, non-attached. Okay. Asangaha, the real translation, if you want to say it, is untouchable. Self is untouchable. It cannot be tainted by anything. Okay. Think as only those things which have class. Multiplicity has class. Self is non-dual, self cannot class. That which has a attribute. Self is nirguna, no attributes. That which has kriya. Self is nishkriya. There is no action possible. That which has a avayava, parts, limbs. Only these can have association with one another. If for one to be associated with another, it should have to have a guna, kriya, avayava, or jati. Jati, guna, kriya, avayava. These should be there for something to be associated with something. Since the self is a one non-dual, it cannot have anything else. Therefore, it cannot have any kind of association. Vistara sarvabhutasya vishno saramidam jagat dravyattam atmavat tasmat abhedena vichakshanaihi. Vistara sarvabhutasya vishnoho saramidam jagat drashtavim atmavat tasmat abhedena vichakshanaihi. Saramidam jagat sarvabhutasya vishnoho vistara. Saramidam jagat, all this creation, sarvabhutasya vishnoho. The Vishnu, who is the all being, who is nothing but everything. Vistara, they are all this existence is his expanse. Vistara. This Vistara is the word which is used in a different way in Shakta and Shaiva Siddhanta. The Shakta and Shaiva philosophy. They call it as Vimarsha. This is all expanse of Shiva or Shakti, they call. Here it is said Vistara. Okay, same, it's a synonym. Okay, then Tasmad Vichakshanehi Abhedena Atmavat drashtavyam. Therefore, a person, Vishakshani means an intelligent person, a person with knowledge, one who has the knowledge of the self, should see this to be not different from himself. Sarvatra daitya samatam upeta samattam aradhanam achyutasya. But if I see it as non-duality, then there can be no worship. Worship takes place only between the worshipped and the worshipper. If there is only non-duality, there can be no aradhana, there can be no worship. For that he says, Hey Daityaha, oh deities, understand this. Sarvatra samatam upeta. Gain equanimity everywhere. See equanimity everywhere. Non-duality everywhere. In everything. Stay non-dual. Why? Because samatvam yoga uchyate, Bhagavan says in Gita, samatvam yoga uchyate, samatva, equanimity is yoga. Okay, now here what does he say? Samatvam aradhanam achyutasya. Samatva, equanimity, is the worship of Achyuta, Paramatma, the self. Worshipping Achyuta, to worship God, you have to have the vision of equanimity. Okay, that is worship. And that is why in Viveka Chudamani, Bhagavan Bhashyakara says in the beginning itself, Atma Anusandhanam Bhaktiriptya Vidhiyate. Atma Anusandhanam, inquiry into the self, is what is called as bhakti, devotion. Okay, now Sarvabhutatmakam Sarvabhutatmake Tata Jagannathe Jaganmaye Paramatmani Govinde Mitra Mitra Kathakutaha. He Tata, Sarvabhutatmake Jagannathe Jaganmaye Paramatmani Govinde Mitra Mitra Kathakutaha. All these words are in He Tata. That is a vocative. The others are in seventh case. He says, in the Sarvabhutatmaka, in the self which is all beings, in the Jagannatha, the Lord of all the worlds. Lord of all the worlds. Then Lord of worlds means there is a Lord and there is a world. There is a duality. Jaganmaye, one who is of the nature of the world. No, there is no duality. Okay. Now, Paramatmani, in that supreme self, the absolute self, Govinde, that Govinda, who is the supreme self, the absolute self. Mitra, when everything is that self, Govinda, then Mitra, Amitra Kathakotaha, where can be there be a question, story of a friend and enemy? Where can you see the friendship and enemyship? There can be no friend and enemy there. Okay? Tattamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Idam Sarvamidayam Atma, I am Atma Brahma, all these Mahavakyas are brought in. Tattamasi, you are that. That you are. That the Ishvara leaving his embodiment, you, the Jiva, leaving your embodiment, you are same. Okay? That is teaching. Now, after teaching, you experience Aham Brahmasmi, I am the self. Okay? After experiencing yourself to be the absolute, then you say, Idam Sarvamedam Atma. You experience all these beings to be the self also. After that, I am Atma Brahma. Oh, these beings are Atma and you are Brahman. There is a difference. No. I am Atma Brahma. This Atma is Brahman. So there is absolute identity with everything. Samatvam. Okay. Now, Tarati Shokam Atma with Shokam Param Tareto. This is a statement by Narada to his brother. He goes to say to his elder brother, he says, please, I am troubled by pain, and I hear the knowers of truth will cross over the sorrow of samsara. They will cross over the pain. Please give me the way to cross over. So Tarati Shokam Atma, with the knower of the self, crosses the sorrow. Tatrako moha kashoka ekattam anupashyata. Again, Isha Upanishad. Where can there be sorrow? Where can there be delusion? When a person sees one non-dual, so there can be no projection, wheeling, power of wheeling or power of projection. Ityadi, etc. Shruti, Smruti, Itihasa, Purana, Laukikebhyascha. In the Shruti, in the Smrutis, in the Puranas, in the Itihasas, in the histories, and Laukikebhya, the worldly people also, in the world also. Whatever logic is used, they are all said here. So, till here, the square bracket is. That does not mean this is not part of Bhashya. This is part of Bhashya, but these are not commented by TB or Taraka Brahman. That's all. Okay? We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.